We have some massive updates on 4 of the biggest stars in pro wrestling today. And quite honestly, some of it is good and some of it is bad. For example, Randy Orton. We've been talking about Randy Orton for a while. There have been tons of rumors that Randy Orton was going to be at WrestleMania. And it's funny because I told everybody, I said, if Randy Orton looks this healthy and people are saying that he's probably going to return at WrestleMania, then this is good news. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. Now, as you guys will see with today's video, Dave Meltzer has talked about a lot of these big topics. And this is something to definitely pay attention to, considering by the time this video is uploaded, Smackdown hasn't gone on the air. Now, of course, it is still Smackdown after WrestleMania, so maybe WWE has some surprises planned, or maybe they don't. But will Randy Orton show up on Smackdown? Well, if you take what Dave Meltzer has reported, it sounds like Randy Orton will not be back at all. He says that Orton's back injury was nowhere near close to allowing him to return to in-ring action. Now, that is actually very interesting, considering how healthy Randy Orton has looked. Now, of course, with Randy Orton looking healthy, with so many people saying that Randy Orton is coming back, everybody believed that Randy Orton would actually be back. Now, is this some sort of information that has been passed around the internet because WWE doesn't want us to know that Randy Orton will be back? I mean, remember, there were reports before WrestleMania that Randy Orton would be there for WrestleMania. And of course, I did speculate. Maybe it's media, maybe it's things like that. Obviously, legends get involved all the time. It's kind of like what I said about Gangrel. You know, it was reported that Gangrel was going to be part of Edge's entrance. And just because Gangrel was posting stuff about him being in LA didn't necessarily verify that he would actually be involved with Edge. Comes to find out that he wasn't. So, is Edge returning to WWE? I'm sorry. Is Randy Orton returning to WWE? Anything is possible. The reason why I'm bringing up Edge, though, is because just a little bit later in this video, we're going to talk about a big possible return, and I'm sure that's going to get everybody talking. All right, guys, what about Logan Paul? A lot of people have very much enjoyed Logan Paul's work in the WWE, like or hate the guy on a personal level based on what he does outside of WWE. There is a lot of people who do seem to agree Logan Paul is good for the WWE, and what he does in the ring is definitely really good, especially now that Logan Paul has played onto a heel character, and after his performance at WrestleMania with Seth Rollins, which, by the way, kudos to both of those guys, really, really good storytellers. Seth Rollins just showing people why he's one of the guys that WWE should be putting the belt on. I mean, he's just such a reliable talent, and he's just been such a great talent. But no matter what, WWE just doesn't make him the guy, right? It's just such a strange thing. He's always playing second fiddle to somebody. Whether it's Roman or Cody, it's like Seth Rollins isn't getting the respect he deserves. But him and Logan Paul put on an absolutely incredible match, which, by the way, also had KSI involved. And if you guys watched my review, I loved it. And I was so shocked to see that even went down. But a lot of people were praising Logan Paul, his ability to come into the WWE and do things that a lot of people would not expect. For example, like the GTS that he did, or the buckshot lariat. I think these are things that are being done on purpose, to be honest. But hey, if that's the type of petty that WWE's into at this point, what are you going to do? All of these companies are being petty, and you really can't do much to change it. So just shut up and watch it, right? I guess maybe that's what it is. But hey, Dave Meltzer is talking that there has been a talk that Logan Paul signed a new deal with WWE. Meltzer actually wrote that Logan Paul, when talking about his contract expiring after WrestleMania, did say that he expects to sign a new deal, and during the week, the talk was that he did sign a new deal. There's really not much more analysis I could bring to this. Logan Paul is a great wrestler. I don't endorse some of the things that have been talked about on his podcast or some of the things that he's done, in the world of crypto and some of those things. Those are things that, obviously I can't endorse. But if I'm looking at wrestling, and my job here is to talk about wrestling, when I see what Logan Paul does inside the wrestling ring, I think he's a hell of a talent. I really do. And it's a good thing for WWE to lock him down. So that leads us to Backlash. Would Logan Paul be utilized for Backlash? Well, there's no word on that, but we do know that Roman Reigns is not expected to work Backlash. And this is a very interesting thing for WWE. This is a very cool thing for WWE if they play their cards right, but it also could be a big mistake for WWE if they don't. Now, Roman Reigns was expected to be a part of the Backlash main event, which was expected to be Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes versus the Usos and Roman Reigns. Well, now it actually appears that WWE doesn't want to do that. It appears that WWE wants to have Roman Reigns miss the card and have Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar as the main event. And again, this is according to Dave Meltzer. So everything I've said today is coming from Meltzer. We'll see how all of this comes out. You know what I mean? It's a really, I always say with wrestling news, always take things with a little bit of a pinch of salt, right? But this is likely the case this is likely the scenario I see playing out. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar is the main event. Cody Rhodes goes through extreme adversity, comes back and beats Brock Lesnar. Because again, the story is Cody Rhodes getting to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns being the final boss in this situation. It's going to be a very, very good storyline, in my opinion, if it leads to the right result, which is Cody winning the belt. If Cody doesn't win the championship belt, if Cody is not a champion this year or next year, if they don't do this right, it's going to be a mistake. And that's why I said, with Roman Reigns missing Backlash, it's a mistake. So Meltzer actually wrote that Reigns will not be on the card, or at least that wasn't the plan as of Monday, but he will be doing other major events in the next few months. Now, if WWE wants to hold Roman Reigns off for a little bit, that's fine. You can do that. However, do not let him hold those championship belts. I've been saying this for a while, guys. Do not hold those championship belts and hold them hostage. I love the Roman Reigns bloodline storyline. I have said this since day one. I really do support it. I understand some people have mixed feelings about it, but I really do like all the small layers. Now, with knowing who's running creative, I'm still excited, but obviously I'm way more skeptical now. Is it Vince McMahon? Is it Triple H? Who is it? I'm going to be way more skeptical. That's why I said this could be a big mistake. You got to have Roman Reigns on TV. You got to have Roman Reigns defending the belts. Even if you wanted Brock Lesnar to verse Cody Rhodes at the card, you could still have Roman Reigns fight somebody else, and have him go over. You can do side quests. And then ultimately, as Cody Rhodes faces this adversity, he could come back to what matters, which is the championship. So in my opinion, I don't mind Roman Reigns missing the show, but I just think it is a little bit of a mistake, especially if Cody Rhodes loses. If you do not give the crowd in San Juan their desired result, which is Cody Rhodes winning, I think people are not going to be happy with WWE. They do not want to see Cody Rhodes buried. And at the end of the day, one loss is not a burial. And you guys know I'm all about the storytelling. If you guys listen to the words I say in all of my videos, all of my live streams, I'm all about the storytelling. But a lot of people do believe that Triple H is burying Cody Rhodes because of the result that happened before. And as I said in all of my previous content, just let the story play out. But here's the thing. If you're tired of letting the story play out, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And that leads us to our final story of the day, guys. Remember, we talked about Christian Cage. Lots of rumors that Christian Cage would be back in WWE. A lot of people were kind of confused as to what's going on with Luchasaurus now, because Luchasaurus in AEW is back with Christian Cage, and they're not doing much. There's a vignette. But now Dave Meltzer, again, he's reporting that there was talk of Christian wanting to do one more tag match or run with Edge in WWE, although this depends on Christian's contract status with the rival promotion. Meltzer did write behind the scenes there was talk of Edge and Christian wanting to team together for one last time, but we don't know Christian's contract length and if it would be possible. Now, it was noted that Edge did sign a 3-year deal. I'm sorry. It was noted that Christian signed a 3-year deal. And now, obviously, we know Christian spent a little bit of time away from the ring as well. So is there time being added or what? That's the thing that we don't know at this point. Obviously, I love Christian Cage. I love what he's done in AEW. If there's one thing I've really commended AEW, it's how they've utilized legends. And Christian Cage, in my opinion, is a legend. He's been booked very well. If he has time added to his contract, we don't know, right? But if this could lead to Luchasaurus going on this massive heel run and then writing Christian Cage off TV, and then Christian Cage could find himself with Edge in WWE in Canada by the end of the year, I'd be okay with that. I'd be cool with that. Nothing wrong with this guy coming back to WWE. And I don't think AEW is in the business right now. They got a stadium show to sell. So I totally understand if they need Christian as well. But Tony Khan, that's where he's pretty good. He's pretty understandable, and we'll see what happens. How he treats his legends, how he treats talent can make a huge difference in when you're trying to sign guys like Drew McIntyre and other potential free agents. Let me know what you guys think in today's news video. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.